My adventurous and optimistic Sagittarius friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. As Sagittarius, you are not a stranger to restlessness, but this week there is something quieter threading through your days. It's as if you're listening for something that hasn't spoken yet. Maybe you sense a tug beneath the surface, an uncertainty that isn't quite fear but not quite clarity either. You might notice yourself searching for explanations, or simply turning certain feelings over in your mind when the world slows down. There's a question that lingers, soft but persistent, about whether you're moving in the right direction or just circling around something important. In moments when laughter quiets or tasks are done, you might find yourself alone with this gentle tension, wondering if you're missing a sign, or if the only sign is this very feeling of being unsettled. The world outside moves quickly, but inside, something in you is pausing, uncertain, curious, and quietly alert. You may not have put words to it yet, but your inner landscape this week is more nuanced than usual. The moon has a way of bringing out feelings that drift between the lines, never quite solid but impossible to ignore. You might catch yourself second-guessing things you once felt sure about. Perhaps you're dreaming more vividly, or noticing patterns in your emotions that don't quite add up. There's a subtle pull towards what is hidden or unsaid, and it can leave you feeling both drawn in and slightly adrift. Your heart is awake to possibilities, but your mind can't quite pin them down. This brings a tension, a longing for understanding that doesn't arrive on command. Some days you may feel the edges of your thoughts blur, as if you're looking at your life through water. The uncertainty is not always uncomfortable. It's sometimes a gentle invitation to slow down and listen more deeply. Yet there's a part of you that yearns for clear answers, for lines drawn firmly in the sand. Instead, you find yourself navigating by instinct, feeling your way through the fog rather than charging ahead. Old memories or vague anxieties might drift in, asking for your attention. You notice your senses are heightened, small moments carrying more weight than usual. There is beauty here if you let yourself recognize it, a reminder that being unsure is not the same as being lost. Your emotions are quietly wise, even if they don't offer solutions. In this space, tension is not a problem to solve, but a signal that you are searching for something real. As this inner landscape unfolds, the uncertainty becomes a kind of fuel. The desire to find clarity, to move from the shadows into the light, is strong. It's this restlessness that shapes the week's unfolding events. The more you feel the tension of not knowing, the more you are drawn to act, to seek, to find momentum even if the destination is unclear. This longing for movement is not just about escaping discomfort. It's about responding honestly to your own questions. Your path is shaped by the need to do something, to bring energy to bear on the unknown. In the friction between wanting answers and living without them, a new direction begins to take shape. There is a real sense this week that something in you is itching to break free from the limitations of uncertainty. The Knight of Wands embodies that urge for movement, a current of energy building beneath the surface, pressing you to act even when you're not quite sure what the outcome will be. You might feel the pressure to make a decision, start a conversation, or take a risk you've been thinking about for a while. It's not a reckless energy, but it is insistent, like a horse pawing at the ground, eager to run. This momentum can feel exhilarating and challenging at the same time. On one hand, it's a relief to channel all that inner questioning into something tangible. On the other, there's the friction of not having all the facts, of leaping before you can see where you'll land. You might notice yourself speaking more boldly or feeling impatient with anything that slows you down. There could be external pressures too, a deadline, a challenge, or someone else's expectations nudging you forward. The energy around you is restless, dynamic, and full of potential, but it's not without its risks. When you move quickly, there is always the possibility of missing something subtle, of misreading a cue or overlooking a detail. Still, this drive is not random. It arises directly from the uncertainty you've been carrying. The tension of the moon's questions becomes the fire in the night's engine. If you listen closely, you'll notice that every impulse to act is, in some way, a response to your desire for clarity and meaning. The more you lean into the momentum, the more you reveal about what truly matters to you. This is a week when friction can spark insight, and when restlessness can become a creative force if you allow yourself to stay aware of what's driving you. And yet, the potential for real change depends on how consciously you engage with this energy. Momentum alone isn't enough. The drive to act, if left unchecked, can scatter your focus or leave you spinning your wheels. But if you meet the moment with presence, if you bring your attention to the choices you're making and the feelings behind them, something deeper becomes possible. The discomfort of not knowing, the urge to move, and the creative spark they create are only the beginning. How you respond, how you stay awake to your own experience, determines what unfolds next. When you meet the week's energy fully, the magician reveals itself, not as a promise but as an invitation. In the midst of uncertainty and restless momentum, you discover a new kind of power, the ability to shape your own experience, to turn raw emotion and restless energy into something meaningful. The magician doesn't arrive with answers, but with a sense of possibility. You realize that all the resources you need are already within you, waiting to be drawn together. This is not about forcing outcomes or mastering every detail. It's about recognizing your own agency, even in the face of ambiguity. You might find that as you pay attention to your inner state and the choices you're making, a sense of confidence begins to grow, not because everything is certain, but because you are present in the process. This is a week where you can take what you feel, what you want, and what you fear, and allow them to coexist. In doing so, you open the door to creative solutions, small breakthroughs, or simply a deeper understanding of yourself. The magician's invitation is gentle but profound. Use what you have, trust your instincts, and let the week shape itself through your conscious engagement. As the days unfold, there is a quiet thread weaving through everything you experience. The moon's uncertainty, the Knight of Wands' momentum, and the magician's possibility are not separate. They are three movements in the same symphony. Your questioning heart gives rise to action, and your actions reveal your power to shape meaning from the unknown. Each moment of tension is also a moment of choice, to pause and listen, to move and explore, to recognize the tools you already possess. You don't have to force clarity or rush to a solution. In fact, the most profound shifts often happen when you stay present with the process, allowing your feelings, your impulses, and your creativity to move together. There may be moments this week where you feel uncertain again, or where restlessness tugs at your sleeve. Let these be reminders that you are alive to your own experience, and that every question is a doorway to deeper understanding. By the end of the week, you may find a new sense of ease, not because every answer has arrived, but because you've learned to move with uncertainty, to act with intention, and to trust your own resourcefulness. The moon, the Knight of Wands, and the magician are all parts of you, each offering their own wisdom. Together, they remind you that the real magic happens not in knowing what comes next, but in showing up fully for what is here now. Actionable insights for Sagittarius this week. Some weeks invite you to explore uncertainty as a friend, not a foe. You could try setting aside a few minutes to notice what your body feels when you don't have all the answers. It might feel grounding to let your curiosity guide one small choice today, just to see where it leads. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am present, even when answers are not clear. I trust my instincts to guide each step. Uncertainty can be fertile ground for growth. Everything I need is already within me. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.